Hey, welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving into a huge topic, something many wives don't even realize they're doing. It's playing the mom role in their marriage. I'll be tackling the topic, stop playing the mom role in your marriage. Here's why it's hurting your husband. Now, this habit creates distance with your husband, but today I'm going to show you how to break free and start building a partnership. If you've ever felt like your husband pulls away, resists, or shuts down, this might be why. And here's the good news though, it's fixable. So stick around because I've got a free webinar that's coming up that I need for you to hear about and how it applies to even what you hear in this video and how it helps you to dive into a deeper relationship with your husband. Hey, I'm Kingsley Grant, and this is the channel where we help wives of entrepreneurial husbands build happier, stronger, and longer lasting marriages without neglecting their own needs or losing their identity. So, what is the mom role? It's a great question. Maybe even hearing that phrase, playing mom, or stop being my mom. Maybe you've heard your husband said that very directly or indirectly, or maybe someone have told you, maybe you have shared your concerns about what's going on in your marriage, and someone may have said to you that, could it be that you're being a mom to your husband and he may not want to feel as if he's a child? Well, we're going to get into that in this video, so stick around. So we're going to unpack some things in this regard. But what is a mom role? What is it that you might be doing that comes across to him as if you're playing a mom? Well, maybe you're telling him constantly about something and he may see it as nagging. Maybe you're micromanaging. Maybe you've asked him to say, make the lemonade, for example, and he makes the lemonade or put the dishes in the dishwasher or something like that. And then you come behind him and you're telling him, oh, that's not sweet enough, or that's too sweet, or that's not enough, or that's not whatever. You're micromanaging. You've asked him to do something, but then you're coming right behind him and telling him how it's done or how it should be done. That is what he sees as you playing mom, always reminding or directing or redirecting him, maybe or giving him unsolicited advice or taking charge, jumping in and taking charge of something that he may be doing because it's not been done fast enough, done when you want it, done the way that you want it folded or put away, and you come back right behind him and redo it. Then he gets a message. Well, why should I even bother? Why even ask me to do something and then you're going to come and tell me how to do it? Those, for him, it's playing mom. And you may not even realize this because I don't think you are intending to play mom, but maybe you're nurturing and wanting to get things done a certain way, comes across that way. So this is when you, as a wife, start treating your husband more like a child than a partner. Because when you are reminding him of things, now that doesn't mean that you don't remind him, but there's a way to do that. There's a way to do that where it doesn't come across as nagging or like a mom, a parent. Maybe you're correcting him. And if you really want to hear more about this, you may want to watch my last video about this idea about how the 5 mistakes wives makes. And this is the idea of disrespecting or parenting, which feels the same way to him. You say, well, I don't think it is. Well, listen, I'm a man. I'm a husband. I've been married for almost 4 decades. I have done this work as a licensed marriage and family therapist and a certified relationship coach for almost 2 decades. So I'm not speaking from a theoretical standpoint. I am speaking both from a personal and professional. And I cannot tell you how often I've heard this. But as a man myself, I'm also telling you because I'm like your husband in some ways. So, well, oh, I guess so, because you are just as hard-headed as he is and stubborn, and you're in this male dominant sphere and old school and traditional. And I get it. I get that sometimes is a pushback, because sometimes I've heard this sometimes from people or women who are in this kind of feministic, this feminism has really done a damage to our society. Now, there are some good parts of feminism. I believe it's what feminism has evolved to. It's where I think I have a problem because it's emasculating men, trying to put them as soft and try to even switch the role, you know, trying to help men, telling parents, don't raise your boy in a very this masculine way where he is, competitive, and it's almost softening mankind. I cannot tell you what damage that's done to male. Now, let me not get off of my soapbox in this, so I'll get back to where I need to. But what happened is, I believe feminism have contributed to this kind of narrative that's out there, where this role shifting and role exchange is taking place, where your husband is feel as if he's been pushed to the side, and it's okay. And when he speaks up, he is seen as something else. And when I said I'm like your husband, you can hear parts of that, right? But also as your one who is building a business on the side, and your husband is probably working his tail off trying to get that done. And he sees this as it's what he gets. He feels unappreciated. He feels as if then you're now coming in and trying to tell him what to do and how to do certain things. And that's what that parenting aspect is like. When you remind him, micromanaging him, it's like how a mom manages a child's day. You're telling him when and how to do things, except this time it's being done to an adult man. And that's why it feels that way to him. Proverbs 21 verse 9 says, better to live on a corner of the roof than share a house with a quarrelsome wife. This is, I mean, Solomon is really talks about the idea of how it's like a dripping sound. Because in one translation, it says nagging, and that is like the sound dripping from, have you ever been in a house where the water is dripping? I have an air conditioner that was leaking. And the reason why I know it's leaking on the inside was I heard this drip, 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 drip. And it's just a sound that you have to deal with. You have to deal with. Thank God I dealt with it, because it was creating a major problem. And sometimes that's what it's like for your husband, that dripping sound, and it becomes a big problem. So the scripture emphasizes that distancing occurs when this is going on. And again, you may not be intended to or even know this is happening. Why this hurts your husband? Because it's how it makes him feel. It makes him feel emasculated. It makes him feel like you're patronizing him, or like you don't trust him. You don't trust his decision. You don't think that he can do it as well as you can do it. Or maybe in your mind, you have another male figure and you're comparing him, and he may hear that more often than not, and it rubs him the wrong way. It can feel like you don't trust him and that you're taking away his dignity. This is one of the quickest ways to erode respect in marriage. And that's why I did the last video about 5 ways that you disrespect your husband and don't even know it. So men crave respect. Ephesians 5 verse 33b, it says, let the wife see that she respects her husband. It's not just about what you do, but how he feels as a result of what you do. You may say, oh, that's his problem. He needs to grow up. He needs to be a man. Well, listen, if I step on your toe and I didn't intend to do that, right? Would you say that to me about me stepping on your toe, or how you feel about it, the pain? He feels pain when you do that. Men, sometimes people think, or there's a standing belief out there that men doesn't have emotions. They don't feel things. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So by the way, now, if this topic resonates with you, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you've not yet done so, for more content on building a stronger, happier marriage, so you'll always be reminded when I put out a new episode or a new video like this. I keep on saying the word episode sometimes because I do a podcast, if you didn't know, and it's called Build Your Happier Marriage. And so I do a podcast. So when I say episode, it's because I do that. And sometimes I do this recording right after I've done an episode recording. And so hence the word slips out every now and then. Now, how to shift from mom mode to partnership? Well, here's step 1. Stop nagging and start trusting his judgment. You might say, well, when he proves to me I can trust him. Listen, that's maybe one of the issues. Believe in him. Show him that you believe in him. Encourage him. Say things that are more positive. Call things into existence that you want to see in his life. So I'm gonna be, well, won't I be lying then? No, 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 no. It's a whole different, and this is a whole different topic, and I don't want to get off into this too much because it would take me a longer video. I want to encourage you at the end. I'll tell you how to sign up for my upcoming webinar that I'll be unpacking some more of these things. And I have a program that really goes deeper into all of this, which I'm talking about. But I want to just kind of give you some suggestion. So as an example, ask for his opinion instead of always offering yours. So you might say, what do you think about this, honey? That is a more inviting and makes him feel as if you trust him. That's why you're asking. Step 2, recognize his efforts. Appreciate what he does rather than pointing out what's wrong. Show how small encouragements small things, small deposits, small things he is doing is appreciated, such as thank you, or I appreciate that. Thanks for handling that. Can go a very, very long way, more than you ever suspect. Step number 3, communicate. A shift in your communication. Speak to him like a partner, not a child. See, respect comes through your tone, the phrasing, the timing. These are huge in how your husband experienced you in the relationship. Your tone and approach should reflect respect. Proverbs 14 verse 1 says, the wise woman builds her house, but the foolish, with her own hands, she tears it down. That is what happened. And you might be tearing down and you don't even realize this. And that's why I'm here to tell you, because again, I would not be doing this if I didn't want to help your relationship. I'm not trying to promote some kind of male dominance or, some advocacy for men's masculinity. Well, I mean, there's a time and a place for that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not somehow stepping away or shying away from that. But at the same time, I'm here to help you. I want your marriage to succeed. I've been married for almost 4 decades, right? So I want you to have success in your marriage. I believe you can. Now, if you're finding this helpful, again, I mentioned I have a free webinar that's coming up October 17th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. That's 2024. And in it, I'll dive a bit deeper into how to shift these dynamics and build more trust and connection in your marriage. So you can sign up for that at buildyourhappiermarriage.com/webinar, buildyourhappiermarriage.com/webinar. And I have the link below in the description, so you can also click on that. Now, the webinar will only allow me to have X number of people on at any one time. So if you want to get in, make sure you do that even right now. Don't wait. Click on that link and go and sign up as we're talking. Now, remember, your husband doesn't need another mom. He needs a partner. When you start making these small shifts, you see him respond in ways that you've never seen him respond before, ways that are more connective in nature. You will see him respond in a manner which you've been looking for and praying for and asking for and hoping for. But listen, you have a very important role, because when you make a change can happen in your relationship. It goes a far way. And I want you to also remember that to subscribe to this channel, if you found it to be helpful, hit that like button as well. A thumbs up. Don't forget to do that even right now. I would encourage you to do so. Remember to register for my free webinar, because I think what you've heard in this video will be helpful as a segue, actually not a segue, but it's a small taste of what is to come. And of course, I could not do everything here in this one video, but these are the things I believe that will be helpful. So let me just quickly summarize what I've just said, how you can really recognize you're playing the mom role in your husband's life, right? I mentioned that. And so let me just kind of, let me see here. But if I could summarize it for you, let me just use this way of summarizing it, that what you're going to try to do is avoid over managing his life, right? Over managing his life. Secondly, stop solving his problems for him. And thirdly, undermining his confidence. And these things, if you do them, I believe it will truly transform your marriage. And I would love to hear from you. So comment below. Let me hear your thoughts on anything I've said. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Maybe you may not agree with anything I've said, or just some things, or maybe you agree. Let's start a conversation. Let's have a respectful conversation. And remember to register for the free webinar, because you're going to see more of what I've shared on October 17th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 2024. I'm going to go deeper into these strategies and help you build the marriage you've been praying for, hoping for, longing for. I'm here to help you. Trust me, I'm here to help you. And with God's help, empowered by his spirit, I believe that you will see a transformation in your marriage. Again, the link is buildyourhappiermarriage.com/webinar. The link will be below in the video. In the description that follows this video. So make sure you click on that. Now, with that said, I want you to watch this other video right here. And remember, you're one skill away from a happier marriage, one communication skill away from a happier marriage. And like I want to do, I'll always remind you of the scripture in Psalm 127, verse 1, where the Bible says, unless the Lord builds the house, the laborers build in vain. So don't be that one that's building in vain. And may the Lord bless you and give you his peace, both now and forever. And again, watch this video right here. God bless. And I see you on the next video.